Welcome to Unit 1. The topic in Unit 1 says Waves of Feminism. Historical Overview. This unit explores feminism and women's movement as social and political tools in challenging and transforming power imbalances based on gender. Their objective is to promote gender equity and justice for all individuals, regardless of their gender and other identities. At its core, feminism seeks to challenge gender stereotypes and biases while raising awareness of gender diversity and intersections between gender and other social categories such as race, class, and sexuality. While women's movements are a subsegment of feminism, they are social and political movements that specifically focus on women's rights and gender equality. They have played a crucial role in challenging gender-based power dynamics and advocating for gender equity and justice. There are key goals of women's movements, which include equal pay for equal work, reproductive rights and health care, and the eradication of gender-based violence and harassment. Throughout history, women's movements and feminism activism have been instrumental in driving social and political change. Examples include the suffrage movement, which fought for women's right to vote, the reproductive rights movement, which advocated for access to birth control and abortion, and the #Me Too movement, which sheds light on issues of sexual harassment and assault. Today, feminism and women's movements remain active and influential, advocating for a range of gender equity and social justice issues. Some current focal points include the gender pay gap, reproductive rights and healthcare, and increasing women's representation in leadership positions. It's important to note that feminism and women's movement are social and political movements that challenge gender-based power dynamics and strive for greater gender equity and justice. They have played significant roles in shaping social and political progress through history and continue to be influential today. Timeline of feminism. First wave feminism, that's the late 19th, early 20th century. The first wave of feminism emerged in the late 19th and early 20th century and focused on securing political and legal rights for women, particularly the right to vote. This movement was largely led by middle and upper class white women, and it focused on issues that primarily affected them, including issues such as property rights, access to education and employment, and the abolition of slavery. Some of the methods employed include protests, marches, and civil disobedience campaigns to demand suffrage. Second wave feminism between 1960 to 1980s. The second wave of feminism emerged in the 1960s and the 1970s and focused on a wide range of issues, including reproductive rights, workplace discrimination, and sexual harassment. This movement was characterized by a more diverse group of women, including women of color, working class women, and lesbians. The movement gave rise to a variety of concerns, from the objectification of women in media and popular culture, and the need for greater representation of women in political and cultural spheres, to intersectionality, which recognizes the multiple and intersecting forms of oppression that women face. Third wave feminism. This is between 1990s to present day. The third wave of feminism emerged in the 1990s and continues to the present day. It builds upon the accomplishments of the second wave and focuses on issues such as reproductive justice, body positivity, and gender identity. Like the second wave of feminism, this wave is characterized by an even more diverse group of women, including women of color, trans women, and queer women, and addresses issues such as sexual violence and harassment, the wage gap, and the need for greater representation of women in all spheres of life. In particular, this third wave of feminism placed a greater emphasis on individuals' experience and identities and the need for feminism to be inclusive of all women. Ultimately, the waves of feminism illustrate the evolution of this movement over time, with each wave building upon the accomplishments and challenges of the previous wave. While each wave has its own unique characteristics and focuses, they are all grounded in the belief that gender-based discrimination and oppression must be challenged and transformed in order to achieve a greater gender equity and justice. Thank you.